So it's been a couple of days since Fortnite surprised us with Reload, a Rebirth-inspired game mode that can be played in both builds and zero builds, and I have to admit it is an absolute blast to play. The current season of Fortnite, Wrecked, isn't exactly the most liked season out there, and following the snooze fest that was the latter half of Myths and Mortals, it seemed that Epic was on a losing streak with Chapter 5. Epic has clearly taken notice of this, and they've hit the panic button and dropped a huge bombshell on us, being the Reload game mode, and if I'm being honest, they cooked. The map is a smaller version of the Chapter 1 map with some additional remixed POIs and keeps the OG loot pool. When the game launched, it started off as just squads, but they've rolled out duos now, and I'm pretty sure trios is also in the works and is probably already out by the time this video is uploaded. And this is all due to the popular demand, and it makes sense because I've had a ton of fun on this game mode. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate the current season of Fortnite. I think after the nerfs to the cars and the fists, it's been pretty okay, and I have enjoyed the addition of the heavy sniper rifle. But even then, I'm finding myself playing Reload a lot more than regular Battle Royale, and I feel like a lot of people who are unhappy with the current state of Fortnite are doing the same. However, the entire existence of Reload, as fun and enjoyable as this game mode is, feels very cheap, and I'll give you the reasons why I think this. Let's just look at the timeline. The OG Fortnite season was released in November last year, and it broke the record for most players on at one time, which was like 44 million players, which is just unfathomable. There were hour-long queues to even log onto the game because the new player base along with the old were on at one time. It was truly special. I have friends and cousins who absolutely bashed Fortnite back in early Chapter 1 and they ended up dropping the game by like Season 7 or even early Chapter 2. They all came back when OG was released. While there were some bones to pick with the OG season, you can't deny how impactful it was, and for what it was kind of perfect. It was so good and successful to the point where Epic confirmed that OG would be coming back sometime in 2024, and having an OG season has also worked out for them in other ways, because it's kind of a smart way to have a small month-long season at the end of every chapter, working as a transitional period. When OG season ended and Chapter 5 started, a lot of players stuck around. This makes sense because naturally, if you've quit a game for so long and you're brought back to it, you'd like to see how things are in its current state. Chapter 5 made Fortnite into a whole different thing. Weapons were no longer hit scan, we got 3 brand new game modes, the map was very detailed and went for this realistic look, and I'll admit that Season 1 had its moments. However, you'll start to notice a steady decline in the player count as the seasons of Chapter 5 went on, which takes us to this point. Season 3 had the lowest player count the game has had since Chapter 5 started, and a lot of people are unhappy, and that is for multiple reasons. There's not really a clear thing to blame here. However, Epic, taking notice of this, released Reload in hopes to increase that player count and bring interest into Fortnite again, and what do you know, it's working. Reload is consistently getting more players than Battle Royale right now, and it makes perfect sense why. It's essentially Fortnite's get out of jail free card. If your game is failing, which might be a bit hyperbolic for Wrecked because I think the game has had lower points, just bring back this quote unquote OG season to gain more players and a cheeky quick buck on the side. It's a smart way to bring back the OG map that doesn't require bringing back the entire OG season as a playable game mode, which, let's be real, they're never going to do that because it completely diverts your attention away from the current Battle Royale season. Them bringing back the OG map though, if you even want to call it the OG map, is a bit of a problem. As you all may know, the roadmap to 2024 got leaked a while back, which is essentially the rundown of what Epic is planning for Fortnite this year. While a lot of people were claiming fake at first, many things have been released since then that confirm it's a legitimate leak. For Fortnite Festival, we got the Green Roots Billie Eilish skin, and after that we got an apocalyptic Mad Max style season, and after that Metallica was confirmed to be the next festival artist after Billie. The roadmap was correct 3 for 3, which is undeniable proof that the roadmap is confirmed. And according to this very roadmap, the next season, Chapter 5 Season 4, will be a season that's entirely revolved around Marvel, which to be fair I'm not opposed to, But what we should be focusing our attention on here is the season after season 4, which is the OG season, and this time it will be revolved around chapter 2. I know the tweet that Fortnite posted about bringing back OG mentioned a twist of sorts, but I don't think anybody expected them to do this. I'll just get this out the way, I don't hate chapter 2. I've played chapter 2 more than I have chapter 1. I have the most memories from that chapter, but this just isn't OG. OG was popular because it was OG. If we're doing chapter 2, the whole definition of OG gets thrown out the window. This is deceptive. In what world can chapter 2 be considered OG? You can't even make that argument. I feel like to most people the OG cutoff is like season 5, and even including that is pushing it a bit. So now you might be asking, what does the OG season have to do with Reload? It's a whole different season and a whole different game mode. Well, there's a very specific reason why the Reload map is based off of chapter 1's map. Epic has done this because for the people who are unfamiliar with the roadmap leak, this game mode essentially softens the blow when the news officially gets out that the OG season will be based on chapter 2. The complaints, and let's be real, there's going to be complaints, in Epic's eyes will be a lot less frequent, because what's the point of bringing back OG chapter 1 if you can get the same experience from Reload? You have Tilted Towers, Retail Row, and Pleasant Park, 3 of the biggest and most famous POIs from chapter 1 in their entirety on the Reload map. What more do you want? Reload essentially just gives Epic a chance to not bring back chapter 1 for OG this year, which I genuinely don't understand the reason for no matter how I look at it. Chapter 2 was way less successful than chapter 1 ever was, and it really baffles me that they would go this route. So Epic Games, where does this end? What's the future for OG next year or the year after that, if you're even going to make OG a yearly thing? What, are we just gonna get chapter 3's map next year? Who are we kidding? I honestly really try and give Epic Games the benefit of the doubt, but their decisions lately have been so questionable. I just don't understand anymore. If they're going to go this route, why is the season still called OG? Just drop the OG name if they're going to continue pulling these stunts. I don't even think deceptive is a strong enough word to describe this tweet. While I don't necessarily have many issues with Reload per se, it's an incredibly fun game mode and a smart move from Epic, I think its mere existence creates a big problem down the line, and I hope Epic realizes they can't just bring back chapter 1 through an entirely different game mode and kick their feet up and call it a day. I really hate being negative all the time, especially when it comes to this game, and the reason I complain so much is because at the end of the day, this is my favourite game of all time, and I just want the absolute best for it, and I know Epic can do so much better because I've seen it in the past. All that being said, thanks for watching this video. It's a bit of a short one, but I really just wanted to give my thoughts on the Reload mode and what its existence could possibly mean for OG. If you'd like to support me, my creator code is Rxocky with an X before the O, so Rxocky, and I'll catch you all in the next one.